there will be situations na you have to break the rules, and the way we do it is we factor in yung risk factor. Is it worth it for the potential upside na we're gonna do? So, I guess a general use case na naisip namin is, let's say we did our sprint planning and then the team is already working out on their tickets. But then what if emergency na, or not so emergency, but there's an opportunity for us to, let's say, demo a cool feature for an investor na, albeit it's not yet in production, it's something that we're working on, POC.
Welcome to another episode of Kaka Computer, and this episode is sponsored by Agora Philippines. Today we'll talk about why IT process matter more than talent alone, no? So, ang concept dito is sometimes you have very good people but we still fail. 'Di ba? Bakit parang ang galing-galing ng team natin ganyan but we still fail, right? So, anong kulang doon? Usually it's either process, communication, ganyan doon nagbe-breakdown, no? So siguro we'll start off with siguro number one, happy ba kayo sa team nyo? na and if happy kayo sa team nyo, how about ano yung mga process improvements na gusto nyong makita sana? Or hindi naman, I guess everyone has some sort of complaint, di ba? Hindi naman tayo in our work, hindi naman perfect lahat, right? So kung you can share a little bit lang on that, na parang gusto nyo sana improve sa processes ng company nyo or your employment nyo or your businesses.
Siguro I'll start. For me, it's about efficiency siguro. Kasi I work with incident and problem management. So basically, we do deal with incidents on a day-to-day basis. So for me, ang gusto ko sigurong ma-improve is yung the way we handle ticket customers. From the externals up until to the ticket life cycle.
Right. Usually, maybe to our audience, no, hindi ba semi-standard na yung ngayon yan? Parang may level 1, level 2, level 3. May ma-i-improve pa ba further doon?
Well, yes, of course, especially with ITIL 4. It's about the automation. So basically kasi ang old school tradition is with the user will open a ticket, then L1 will receive it.
Yes.
And then i-assign nila to sa ibang team na specializes doon sa issue na yun. Well, as of now, I think nakikita ko na rin, especially with my company, na nag-a-adapt na kami to AI, generative AI. So basically, in-automate na yung assignment ng ticket. So nababawasan yung travel time ng ticket. The SLA itself, it will improve. Parang ganun.
So yun yung parang gusto mong process na may improve further.
Yes.
Yung travel time. Okay. Kaya sir, meron kayong other complaints in processes or pwede rin in people na pero less of that siguro this episode.
Sa akin right now I would say yung team na meron ako ngayon if I would rate it 5 would be the highest. It would be 4.5. Yeah, kasi from the startup nga is yun nga yung problem. I have friends na very talented on something pero wala kaming process. So came up problems, yun yung pop up na kahit naman magbasa ng mga entrepreneurial books or learn from others' mistake. Sabi nga nila, I still do remember one of my mentor in Japan is different businesses have its own problems to encounter and different solutions as well. So nangyari is nag-isip ako ng yung my own SLA or my own processes. So right now, thankfully, after 5 years of developing it, that is why nung tinanong mo kanina, if I have my free time ba or limited time, and I said, yeah, I have scheduled everything free time na, is because of the process that I built in the business itself. So right now, as we speak, I have those developers na they're doing their own thing. I know, and on the top of my phone, I can see all the process already there. And yeah, we're also integrating it into AI as well. Kasi ang problem nga is yun nga, yung creating of ticket, parang ang slow nun. Bago pa makarating sa'yo, galit na yung customer. So right now, nakakatuwa kasi because of the AI is nag-pop up pa lang yung concern ni customer. Yung AI na inano namin,
na-deploy
namin. inadapt na niya yung how we respond and how we communicate. So, hindi nila nararamdaman na AI yung kausap nila.
Nice. Meron ka ba?
Kami in our teams and in our company, we're yung processes namin is for software development because we do development, right? And over time, from all our experiences naming as a team, parang there are ways na this company A, that's a big tech company, does something, and then company B, also big tech company, does something else. In our experiences, we tend to absorb kung ano man yung naturo sa amin, but also figure out what was wrong in them. And parang internal mantra namin yun na anytime na we always try to learn from how the big, all of those experienced companies do it, and then distill that into our own kasi some of it will work for us, some of it will not. And even though wala pa kaming just like 1 quarter, my latest one has only been running for like a quarter because of yung experiences namin from the bigger companies and then na-apply na namin to our owns, hindi na nagiging struggle sa amin yung how to iterate over the process kasi yung the whole system itself, aware yung everybody gets to improve upon it from their experiences, what doesn't work, what works, and then just always having that eye out na, okay, may bottleneck tayo dito, feel ko this doesn't work, this is kasi ganto, and always spotting those bottlenecks lang. It helped us a lot. And I'm pretty glad to say naman na wala naman kaming negative na na-experience when it comes to development life cycles. And especially, as you guys have mentioned as well, with the integration of AI, part na talaga ng tools, buong toolkit namin. We are the quote-unquote modern software developers na it's not the traditional code by hand, but rather maximizing all of the tools available. That way, mas mabilis na yung buong processes side by side, you guys, when you work together.
Okay. Well, let's talk about itong processes. No? You mentioned ITIL, especially V4,
Yes.
right? That's industry standard right now, di ba? And then you also mentioned making your own process from the ground up, right? So siguro, I want to ask here is, when should we adopt a more formal, structured? Like, were you aware? Ako, personally, I've been learn by experience, not learn by book to some extent, no? So, until parang siguro 5th or 6th or 7th year of my working, parang mga ITIL na yan, I didn't really appreciate it, no? Until later on na when you're in larger teams. Is that the case? Should more of these established foundation, mga Scrum, ganyan, are more fit for bigger companies? Is that what you think? Or ano ba? May input ba kayo on that?
Well, for me siguro, if you're a startup, like let's say mid-sized company, you don't really need to rely on formal certifications or framework pa. Kasi more on, as far as I know, nung nag-work ako sa startup, more on generalist pa ang kailangan ng company. Like, you can do everything, or at least most of the things, para hindi naman yung workload ng mga employee. Pero kasi nag-work din ako sa enterprise company na like global talaga. So, doon mo makikita yung importance nung framework na pina-follow nyo, like ITIL and Scrum and PMP.
Bakit? Maybe you can expand more for our audience, no?
Kasi as you scale up, doon mo makikita yung parang problems eh. Yes, as a startup, hindi nyo pa kailangan ng framework. So basically with the clients that you handle, okay pa yung parang normal process nyo, like yung nakasanayan nyo. Pero as you scale up kasi, like from let's say 1,000 users to 1 million users. So doon mo malalaman yung SLA breach kasi ang tagal nang ma-resolve ng ticket, ang tagal nang ma-resolve ng mga request. So yung mga ganung bagay, doon mo ma-appreciate yung yung mga frameworks na kailangan.
Right. May nagsabi din sa akin before na important din yung mga frameworks as you grow. It's because sa simula, more or less, you are able to hire the best of the best, or at least very easy ang communication, no? As you grow daw, less and less yung kaya mong parang the best of the best. So you have to go with the average, and then with the average daw, you need frameworks para from average response nila maging parang expert yung response nila. Is that the case that you see?
Actually, it's part of kasi continual service improvement din. Part nung, especially with ITIL, part nun is let's say na yung team mo is hindi siya ganun ka-expertise sa isang bagay, let's say for software development. Ayun. Parang when you take SDLC, Software Development Life Cycle, nai-improve ng mga developer mo yung the way they work. Yung parang yung day-to-day task nila is nagiging efficient. Ayun.
Okay. How about you, sir? Again, in your case, medyo start pa, di ba? So, I assume hindi kayo naka-framework or
No.
naka-framework na kayo ngayon.
Somewhat pa lang.
Somewhat pa lang.
Tama na yung sinabi niya, kailangan muna, more on, pag starting up a IT business, much better talaga na more on IT generalist. So I see, kahit ako, I consider myself as a generalist. I don't specialize in anything. But the thing is, bakit mas important ang generalist kaysa sa specialist on the starting of IT business? Simple, because kung, kunyari, magaling ka sa software, pero you want to expand your IT business into more broad of the services. Like, for us kasi, we cater from repairing the gadgets up to the software, up to the security solutions, like CCTVs, FDAS, and such. So, kung IT generalist ka, you know of those things. And later on, ang ginagawa ko na ngayon is, for example, yun nga sa software, I hire na ng specialist. Habang ako, may idea ako sa gagawin, especially when it comes to project planning. So parang inililayout ko lang yung, parang ganito, inilayout ako ng project planning and then binibigay ko na kay software. Tapos doon na kami mag-meet between the line na ganito, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So it works for us right now because para kaming nasa pa rin middle ground pa rin naman din kami. I don't consider myself na parang tycoon, big business na
Pero gusto mo maging tycoon?
Of course. Syempre. That's the mission So right now, yung procedures namin, it works. Pero yun nga, it's still going to tinker a lot of SOPs. Kasi right now, parang ganyan pa lang siya. So, pagdating sa larger scale, panigurado yung Biblia natin, ganyan na siya. Diba? So, I think it's a process of learning from other bigger companies. And yun to din sinabi nga niya na aralin lang natin yung bigger company, what they do, how they do it, what mistakes they have done, and just, puzzle out on our side. So, right now, parang nandoon na kami sa area na yun. So, I believe, masyadong mayabang, pero I believe after another 5 years, probably sana mapunta na sa larger scales.
Whether you're a company looking for visibility or a community friend who simply wants to support, every contribution helps us keep delivering episodes twice a week, and even more special features. Check out our sponsorship tiers and join us at patreon.com/kakacomputer.
To this topic ba, again, we're talking about a lot of processes here. Meron bang, and you guys have adopted your own processes to your company, but do you have experience on exceptions to the process? Parang situation na parang, okay, we have a process, pero just because of the scenario, bigyan na natin exception. No? Kasi that's a semi-slippery slope na next thing you know, lahat na lang exceptions, right? Sa software development, in your experience, meron ka bang parang, okay, let's not follow the usual method, no? Like, for example, kung naka waterfall kayo, naging agile, or from agile, naging waterfall kayo, or kung naka-scrum, di ba, yung mga, meron ka bang experience on, or by the book ka lagi?
Definitely not by the book. Coming from a startup background lang. Kasi, albeit we try to follow the processes na we set up processes are there para hindi ka ever magkamali. But then, the moment you break them, may opportunity nang magkamali. But at the same time, there will be situations na you have to break the rules. And the way we do it is we factor in yung risk factor. Is it worth it for the potential upside na we're gonna do? So, I guess a general use case na naisip namin is, let's say we did our sprint planning and then the team is already working out on their tickets. But then what if emergency or not so emergency, but there's an opportunity for us to, let's say, demo a cool feature for an investor na, albeit it's not yet in production, it's something that we're working on, POC. So, we're okay to break processes there and magsingit ng more tickets and push back on the actual critical ones if we weigh na, okay, the upside for us, which is potentially fundraising, getting new clients, okay siya rather than pushing the product forward. So at the end of the day, depende siya sa personal bias mo as a tech lead kung gaano ka laki yung risk appetite mo na willing kang i-take and pushing back yung SOPs mo. And kailangan grounded ka as a tech lead na, of course, you're taking the risks. Kailangan warranted mo and accounted mo everything. But at the end of the day, that's what business is now. I-account mo nga yung, it's all about risks. And then, yeah, worth it ba na i-break yung SOP for the upside?
Right. And so, in just to summarize, no, so ang exceptions in your case would be kung may potential investor. Sige, let's gawin natin yung gusto ng investor muna, ganun.
If kailangan. I mean, that's what I've seen na so many huge companies that I study how they did their fundraising or how they got their clients. That's the business world of tech. And although we don't want to be frauds and we don't fake anything. Kailangan talaga na you sell the vision. So sometimes investors are looking for more of the vision, the team, rather than the product itself and where you're at as a company. So I like to show them what they want to see. And then if I'm confident na this is gonna work, and then we break the SOP.
Kayo, may exceptions to the SOP ba kayo ginagawa?
Well, for me, can I give an example?
Sige. Of course, okay. Ano yung mga situations na
So this
ganun?
was way back pandemic, 2021. So I was an on-call as an incident manager. So my job is to handle all the priority P1, P2s,
Yes.
making sure that they're handled as soon as possible. So basically what happened is there was a deployment on the weekend.
Okay.
And on Monday, when the user started to use the application, something is wrong.
Yes.
So we checked and na-found out ng technical team namin na may mali dun sa deployment. So
Okay.
basically, this is a cost by change issue.
Mm.
So ang number one rule in the book by ITIL is to roll back the change.
Yes.
So basically, I weighed up the consequences kasi. So roll back the change or to perform the hotfix.
Mm.
However, the problem is yung pag-rollback is mas matagal compared dun sa pag-provide na lang ng hotfix. So, I broke the rule na hotfix na lang para kasi I always believe na ang goal ng incident management is to provide value to the company and customer satisfaction.
Right.
So, ayan.
How did you assess na kasi 'di ba
What
very
if the
interesting
hotfix
na
breaks more pa?
that's hotfix breaks or why was it easier? Parang usually rollback is not that hard to do, 'di ba?
Kasi it's about migration kasi from legacy on-prem to cloud. So
I see.
basically ang hotfix lang is a few tweaks on the database. So ayun. So,
Right.
kinompare namin parang around almost 2 hours in difference from kasi if they're rollbacking, they have to follow a set of procedure as well,
Right.
which will take time instead of directly providing hotfix. So ayan.
Right.
Parang masarap pang what happened to the consequence. After na found out ng team lead nyo, yung hinatfix mo lang siya.
Actually, magkakaroon ka talaga ng error sa QA mo. Kasi if ever man na meron kaming kasi nagpe-perform ng audit parang yearly kasi may DSP regulation kaming fina-follow about that kasi PCI DSS environment. So ayun, parang sige, meron kang binrake na rule pero happy si customer, parang ganun. Kasi major client din and it's a P1, priority 1 issue. So I think you can rub it in na lang na I did a good job, I guess.
Tanong ko lang. I'm curious ako. Parang did your company acknowledge
Yes.
Ayun,
Kasi
maganda.
it's all about providing talaga, customer satisfaction. Yun yung pinaka-important at the end of the day.
Yes.
Yeah, ba't ko na curious kasi in our company, sabi ko nga, we have SOPs, we have procedures and everything. But the thing is, number one key rule namin, the value namin is to keep the customer, the client happy din as well. Yun yung number one namin, philosophy. So there are instances like meron akong hindi ko na lang mention. Yung client ko was isa siya sang supporter. So in terms of what support, siya lang naman yung nagbigay ng big project sa amin. And up to this point, we came from parang kanina from business to friendship. So Ang nangyari na sa amin was like, parang tita na ang aming turingan. But the business is still there. And nakita ko na, as I realized then na, parang mas nagkaroon pa ng heart si tita client na to compared to my first invites. Parang ganun. Kasi doon mo makikita na kinakamusta niya talaga actually yung business mo. Like, oh, David, how's your business? Okay ba? Something like that. Kasi most of the clients, they don't ask you, how are you? How's the business? Diba? So, para sa akin, parang, cherishing moments siya. So, yun. Pero, the thing is, yung procedures namin does not apply to her.
Siya yung exception.
Siya yung exception.
Yung mga tita talaga na exception minsan.
Kasi usually if someone needs a project sa amin, we do procedures like meetings, gatherings, di ba? Data gathering and everything. Pero sa kanya, sasabihin lang niya kung ano yung kailangan niya at ganun gusto niya. From there, ayaw na niya nung marami akong sasabihin. Kasi hindi siya IT. Wala siyang idea talaga sa IT. Kasi her business contains of hotels and resorts. Pero in IT, wala talaga siyang background at all. So, pag sinabihan ko siya ng any terminologies ng IT, sumasakit ang ulo niya. Basta ang gusto lang niya, may system, may software, may security, ikaw na bahala. Bigyan mo ako magkano. Pag nagustuhan ko, yun na yun. So, of course, ang nangyayari at the back of our office is, ayun na, hinahanap na ni ganito yung, asan yung pirmang ganito, asan yung document na ganito, asan yung... So, what we do is, externally, exceptional. Pero sabi ko nga sa procedure namin, internally, gagawin mo pa rin lahat para meron ka pa rin proper proceduring kahit hindi na ina-apply sa external clients. The importance kasi is, when it all goes sideways, you have the papers. You have the proof. Kasi, na-experience din namin na, okay, exception ka. Kasi, matagal na transaction, matagal ng client, tiwala na. Nagkaroon ng problem like, may nawalang item, something like that. And, those time is, walang mapakita. Walang proof. So, of course, alam naman natin, in business, verbal, wala yan. So, that's why sabi ko sa team ko, okay, just try to analyze the situation. If the client would be happy, kahit hindi nyo gawin yung procedures 1, 2, 3, okay lang. Just to make sure, happy si client, but there's a limit. Just make sure also na hindi ka rin, parang hindi ka talo, hindi ka dehado. It should, my procedures are very simple. Happy si client, happy ka, happy si company. That was it. And it works for the longest time until now.
I think principles yun. Iba yung procedure. Which actually leads me to siguro closing question, right? Obviously, yung sa inyo, especially sa ITIL, it's well documented, right? And sabi mo nga kanina, sir, na minsan usap-usap, pero in the end, resibo pa rin, no? Kailangan something written, ganyan. So, yung mga processes nyo ba, documented ba to? Yan yung tanong. Yung process nyo may document ba? Sa'yo meron, obviously, di ba? So, sa inyo, meron ba?
Meron din.
Meron. Paano yung nakasulat? Handbook ba siya? Ano siya? Paano siya work? Ano itsura ng procedure na yun? I mean, paano siya naka-document?
Talagang inaano namin, like, for example, we cater, like, what happens if a unit failed? Meron ng flowchart yun.
Flowchart.
Naka-document na siya. Naka-flowchart na siya, naka-procedure method pa siya, at the same time, naka-docs talaga siya. Like, parang every now and then, nagre-revise kami kasi akala namin lahat ng problema na nalaman na later on magugot ka na. May ganun palang problema. Nawala sa SOP, nawala sa procedure.
So may parang handbook kayo.
Oo, may handbook kami.
Okay. Sa inyo?
Similarly, nag-start kami na may document, Google Doc lang kami. Tapos, kaming founders lang yung nag-brainstorm. Pero over time, once we got more feedback, na-improve flowcharts na and everything. Tapos, parang bala kami na internally gumawa pa ng internal software just for documentation of processes. Parang talaga imposibleng mali mo to kasi ayan na, just use our software. Diba? So, it takes actual effort talaga, but in terms of yung upside niya down the line, sobrang helpful na ma-document.
Totoo.
All right.
That's right.
That's it. And that's it for the episode. Thank you so much.
Thanks to our sponsors, Agora, Tutorials Dojo, Young CTO, Amazon Web Services User Group Philippines, and Facebook subscribers. On to our next episode.